What just happened? The heavyweight main event we all waited over a year for, gone in seconds. Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane at UFC 321 ended in pure chaos, heartbreak, and one of the most shocking no contests in recent UFC history. That's right. Fans from Abu Dhabi to London to Las Vegas couldn't believe their eyes, and neither could Tom Aspinall. Literally. This was supposed to be his big moment, his first undisputed title defense, his return to dominance after months of waiting. But instead, UFC 321's headliner at Etihad Arena turned into a nightmare when a knuckle-deep eye poke from Ciryl Gane forced the fight to stop just minutes into round one. Let's rewind and break down the madness. For months, Tom Aspinall had been calling for a real fight. No more waiting, no more politics, no more maybe next year. After John Jones stayed sidelined and the division froze, Aspinall finally got his chance to prove he was the true king of the heavyweights. His opponent? None other than France's Ciryl Gane, the striking genius known as Bon Gamin, a man who could move like a lightweight and hit like a truck. Fans were calling this the perfect matchup, power versus precision. The crowd at Etihad Arena buzzed with energy. This wasn't just another fight. This was about legacy. The opening bell rang. Both fighters came out sharp. No feeling out process, no hesitation. Ciryl Gane immediately started doing what he does best, popping the jab, staying on the outside, controlling range. His movement was slick, in and out, side to side, and before long, Aspinall's nose started leaking from a stiff jab. But Aspinall wasn't backing down. You could see him waiting for his moment, that explosive entry, that one clean shot that changes everything. Then came the leg kicks. Gane started attacking Aspinall's lead leg with snapping, echoing shots. Every kick made the crowd wince. Aspinall kept pressing forward, closing distance, trying to cut off Gane's angles. He feinted, slipped a jab, looked to fire a counter right, and then disaster struck. It happened so fast you almost missed it. Gane extended his left hand, maybe to gauge distance, maybe to flick a jab, but his fingers were out, and they went deep, both straight into Aspinall's eyes. Instantly, the British champion staggered back, clutching his face in pain. The arena gasped. Herb Dean rushed in. You could feel the air get sucked out of the building. Fans who had waited 15 months for this were now staring at their worst nightmare. Aspinall took the full 5 minutes. He kept blinking, shaking his head, telling the doctor, "I can't see." The camera zoomed in. His eyes looked red, watery, visibly damaged. The referee and doctor exchanged a few words. Then the announcement came. The fight has stopped. It's ruled a no contest. The crowd booed. Gane looked devastated. Aspinall dropped his hands, frustration and heartbreak all over his face. You could almost feel his pain through the screen. 15 months of training gone just like that. Let's be real, nobody wanted it to end like this. Not the fans, not Aspinall, and Gane. Because here's the truth. Gane actually looked really good early on. His timing was sharp, his movement was slick, and he had already landed clean jabs and damaging kicks. You could tell he came to prove something, that he's still elite, still a threat, and one of the best in the world. So when the accidental poke happened, Gane's reaction said it all. He knew this wasn't how a fighter wants to win or even continue. He looked genuinely concerned, checking on Aspinall, apologizing immediately. But there's no villain here, just an incredibly unfortunate accident that changed the course of the night. The energy in the Etihad Arena was eerie after the main event. Fans didn't know how to react. Do you boo? Do you clap? Do you just stare in disbelief? Meanwhile, UFC commentators were left scrambling. Everyone from Daniel Cormier to Michael Bisping was visibly frustrated, not at the fighters, but at fate itself. Aspinall eventually took the mic, voice cracking. He thanked the fans, apologized for how things ended, and promised he'd be back stronger. You could tell it wasn't pain speaking, it was disappointment. The man waited over a year for this. Healed up, trained hard, came in ready to make history, only for an accident to take it all away. And that's what makes it so heartbreaking. Now the question is simple. What does UFC do next? The answer seems obvious. Run it back. Both fighters deserve a clean slate. Aspinall deserves a chance to prove his title wasn't luck, and Gane deserves the opportunity to finish what he started. UFC matchmakers are already rumored to be looking at an early 2026 rebooking. But knowing how unpredictable the heavyweight division is, nothing's guaranteed. Will Aspinall take time off to recover fully? Will Gane get another opponent while he waits? Or will the UFC book an interim fight just to keep the division moving? One thing's for sure, fans will be watching closely. Social media went wild after the fight. Some fans called it the worst luck of 2025, while others defended Gane, saying the poke was clearly accidental. Memes flooded Twitter within minutes, but underneath the jokes, everyone felt the same: heartbreak. John Jones, of course, made things even spicier. The former champ posted an emoji that instantly had fans speculating. Was he teasing a comeback, throwing shade, or just watching from the shadows as always? When the dust settled, one truth remained. This wasn't the ending anyone wanted, but it's one we'll remember for a long time, because nights like this remind us what makes MMA so raw, so real, and so unpredictable. Anything can happen, even tragedy. Tom Aspinall came in as a warrior and left as one. Ciryl Gane came to prove his greatness and left heartbroken. There are no villains here, just two world-class fighters caught in the cruel twist of fate that defines combat sports. UFC 321 will go down as one of those what could have been cards, a night where the story ended before it truly began. But if there's one thing we know about fighters like Tom Aspinall and Ciryl Gane, it's that they always come back. The rematch will be bigger, louder, and even more emotional, because now it's personal. And when that cage door closes again, you can bet the world will be watching. So what do you think will happen next? Tell us in the comments below.